Good morning to all. In this semester, I am going to teach you about a vehicle design data characteristics subject. Vehicle design data characteristics subject. The subject code is 808503. Right? In this subject, I am going to teach you how to design a vehicle. How to design a vehicle. Then, what are the characteristics we need to consider? What are the characteristics we need to consider here? Right? That are all the things we need to learn. Right? In the first unit, I am going to give the introduction about this subject. Total introduction about the subject is in the unit number 1. Right? First, we need to know what's my automobile. What's my automobile? What's my automobile? It's a vehicle body, right? It's a vehicle. How you can develop a vehicle? How you can develop the vehicle? How you can develop? We need to design a vehicle. We need to design a vehicle to come over the air resistance and ground resistance. Air resistance as well as ground resistance. Based on that only, we are going to give a design. Give a design, and we need to implement that. Finally, we get the vehicle. That vehicle is used for the transportation of goods as well as passengers. Goods as well as passengers. That is the function of the automobile. Right? For that, we need to design a vehicle. For that, we need to design a vehicle. Right? For that only we are going to design. For that only we are going to study this vehicle design data characteristics subject. Right? Vehicle design data characteristics subject. Right? Now I am going to the first unit, that is the introduction of the vehicle design data characteristics. Right? In that, first we need to know the vehicle design parameters. Vehicle design parameters. What are the parameters available? What are the parameters available in the vehicle design? What are the parameters available in the vehicle design? What are the parameters? First one, the calculation of rolling and air gradient resistance forces. Air gradient resistances for the assumed vehicle. Assumed vehicle means which vehicle we are going to design. Which vehicle we are going to design. For that vehicle, what's the rolling force, rolling resistance as well as air gradient resistance, that we need to find. Then only we can able to design a vehicle. Right? Then after finding the value of rolling resistance as well as air gradient resistance, we need to go for the second parameter. What is the parameter? Calculation of the excessive driving force. Calculation of the excessive driving force. How much amount of driving force we need additionally? Right? How much amount of excessive driving force we need? That calculation we need to do. After completing the calculation of excessive driving force, we need to find the driving force, actual driving force. We need to find the actual driving force from that vehicle. Right? Then after finding the calculation of rolling force, air gradient resistance and excessive driving force as well as driving force, from these values we will get different values. Right? One set of value will be different, another set will be different. Each criteria will be differ. Right? So we will get the n number of values. Here. For that values, we need to find the brake horsepower and indicated horsepower. Brake horsepower and indicated horsepower are calculated. Right? We need to find that brake horsepower and indicated horsepower. Right? That is the fourth parameter. After finding the brake horsepower and indicated horsepower, we need to find the engine volume and pressure. engine volume and pressure, right? From that indicated horsepower, from that indicated horsepower, we need to find the volume and pressure of the engine, right? Then already we found up to 5 parameters. After that we need to find the engine speed and vehicle speed, vehicle speed for the suitable brake horsepower and indicated horsepower, right? Suitable indicated horsepower and brake horsepower, right? That particular value, for that particular value we need to find the engine speed and vehicle speed, okay, right? Understand? Then we found the engine speed and vehicle speed here in the sixth parameter. After finding this engine speed and vehicle speed, we need to find the torque. With the help of the engine speed, we need to find the torque and brake pneumatic pressure and mechanical efficiency of the vehicle, right? Understood? First we need to find the engine speed. After finding the engine speed, for that engine speed we need to find the torque, brake pneumatic pressure and mechanical efficiency of the vehicle, right? After finding that values, we need to find the piston velocity and acceleration. Piston velocity. What is my piston velocity? The piston moving speed per second. For a second, for that particular time period, the piston is moving how much speed it will moving, right? That is the piston velocity and acceleration. Both the things we need to find. After that, we need to find the engine cylinder. Engine cylinder means what's the bore of the cylinder. Bore means diameter, right? Bore means cylindrical bore, diameter of the cylinder, and stroke length of the cylinder, that we need to find, right? These things we need to find after the piston velocity and acceleration. These things we need to find after the piston velocity and acceleration, right? Then we found the bore value and stroke values. So we need to find the inertia force, gas force and resultant force. How much amount of inertia force will create and gas force will create and resultant force will create. That we need to find here, right? That after that we need to find the engine turning moment. Engine turning moment means, suppose it is a 4-stroke engine or 2-stroke engine. Based on that, the turning moment diagram will be differ, and also the crank movement, based on the crank movement only it will be vary, right? So we need to draw a turning moment for the single cylinder. Suppose it is a 4-cylinder engine, also we need to draw a turning moment for the single cylinder first, then we need to draw a for 4 cylinders, and also we need to draw a 4 cylinders. Suppose it is a 2-cylinder engine, means we need to draw a single cylinder, one cylinder for 1 cylinder first, then we need to combine first and second cylinders then directly, right? Like that we need to do. First we need to draw a 1 cylinder and then we need to draw all the cylinders combined form, okay, right? That is the major thing. Then we designed and found all the values. After that we need to correct the values of the acceleration credibility and gear ratio. How we can correct the values? With the standard values, we need to compare with standard values and correct that values. We need to compare with the standard values from the project workbooks. Already previously we found it's a common thing, is the standard form. From that we need to take that they take that exact value and already we got the values, compare both of them and take the correct values. Take the correct values of acceleration, credibility and gear ratios. Suitable gear ratios we need to select, right? After that, finally we need to check the performance. Finally we need to check the performance of the design vehicle. Performance of the design vehicle, and we need to plot the n number of graphs. N number of graphs. N number of graph means based on the performance we need to draw graphs and tandem diagrams and power. Like that, every design criteria we need to draw the graphical representation, right? These are design parameters, these are the vehicle design parameters. These are the